Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the. We're going to be talking one final time about the Married to Medicine Season 10 reunion. This was part 3, the conclusion. Let's get right into it.
Jackie, the minute I saw her face like that, I don't need to hear from you. I either need to hear from her. I don't give a about your feelings. I don't.
Okay, so the husbands joined the ladies, and Apollo makes his entrance, and oh my gosh, Andy Cohen was all over this man, hugging him, feeling on him. I was like, damn, get a damn room. So Phaedra says that a lot of people have been asking questions, so what better way to answer them than to bring Apollo here? Phaedra says that people like Toya have been talking and making little jokes. Toya says, I didn't make no jokes. I asked you a question and you got very defensive. I wasn't coming at you. I was just trying to get to know you. Apollo says that him and Phaedra's relationship is really good now. When he got out of jail at first, it was very turbulent, but now they have an authentic co-parenting relationship. Apollo says that his new wife is cool with him being there, but Phaedra says that she doesn't have any sort of relationship with Apollo's new wife, nor does she think she will ever. And that's fair. Apollo was gone for 5.5 years. I mean, who can forget when Apollo was going to jail? That was truly the beginning of Phaedra falling out with Candy. So it was interesting that Andy did bring up the time that his stuff was being stored in Candy and Todd's garage. Apollo says that Todd actually reached out to him when he got out of jail and wanted to apologize, but Apollo didn't feel like it was genuine. He says that they were trying to turn it into some sort of storyline. That's interesting. So he was in jail also with Joe Giudice. So that's, wow, small world, right? And he says that he was also in the shoe. And after that Pillow Talk episode, I can kind of imagine what he did to make him end up there. Andy asks Cecile what he meant when he said the Dr. G leveled up. And Cecile says, I like both Quad and Lateasha. What I meant is that Greg is really happy in this moment, and it was not a dig towards Quad at all. Andy mentions a comment that Quad made on Watch What Happens Live, where she said that Sweet Tea was a great fit for Dr. G because she was more impressionable. Her response, Quad's response, is that because she's older, she has more life experience than a younger person does. And Sweetie says, well, she is right about us being a good match, but as far as the other part, she doesn't know me to say that. They bring up that Phaedra was asking for a $4,000 a month allowance. Greg says that this is how it went down. He says that he was pursuing her when they met. She told him that she spent about $4,000 a month maintaining herself, and in a relationship, that's what she was expecting. That's what she was expecting the man to do. So she left him in the friend zone because at the time he was straight out of medical school. She was moving with ballers. So he understands that she had standards, but he says that he tried. This was in 2002. Ooh, I wasn't even born yet. So Phaedra then says, let's clear this up. Have we ever had a romantic moment? He says, not mutually romantic, no. Everybody just laughed. G says, well, man, maybe I should have lied. We could have I could have said I had the money. We could have gone together, and you never know where we could be. I was just like, wrong road, Dr. G, wrong road. I just don't understand though why Phaedra is trying to make us believe that they didn't date. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Who cares? But shout out to Dr. G though, because for you to be in a reunion stage with your new wife, ex-wife, and your ex-lover, ooh, Dr. G is that man. Eugene and Toya talk about how they met and that, being a doctor obviously attracted Toya towards him. Eugene says that he knows what he signed up for when it comes to Toya. Andy asks Dr. G, how he is doing sitting across Quad right now. He says, when you go through a lot of trauma in a situation with toxicity, it's difficult. Quad interrupts him and says, I think it was on both sides. And when he joined the show, he knew I would be here. So it was a conscious decision. Greg also tells us that he didn't get a prenup. He trusts his wife. And I like the couples that don't get a prenup. Honestly, it tells me that they are in it truly for the long run. Although Quad did say underneath her breath, I don't think so. Quad, don't be a hater, please. Quad also takes time to formally apologize to Eugene for calling him Eugene and all that mess, and he accepts that apology. The season package that they see next is the Hilton Head drama and the trip. So after seeing that, Andy thought it was interesting to hear Phaedra say that maybe had she been in the group when she was going through her divorce, she wouldn't have actually gone through with it. Apollo didn't really give it much thought. He didn't really say much about that. But as far as the location of the trip, so Heavenly says to Simone, look, before you start screaming at me, I never thought that you did anything maliciously. I just wanted you to acknowledge how Jackie was feeling. So Simone says, well, that's the point. I don't need to hear from you. I don't give a F about your feelings. Simone says, I texted Jackie. I didn't need to hear from you. I need to hear from her. That is her friend from the late 90s. So it makes her mad when Heavenly speaks for her. Alicia jumped in and says to Simone, well, Simone, what you should have been paying attention to wasn't who was saying it, it was how Jackie was feeling, and that you should have changed the location. Simone starts to scream and says that she couldn't change the location and she wasn't going to. Alicia was like, well, we could hang out and cook anywhere. Jackie says that she doesn't tell Heavenly what to do. Simone says that honestly it is putting a damper in their friendship when Heavenly butts in and says things. And Jackie says, well, it shouldn't. And Simone says, you can't tell me if it should or shouldn't. And I get what Simone is saying. Curtis talked about how he knew that the group was going to bring up the situation that happened with him there. But the gag is, they're the ones that brought it up more than anyone. The question Sweet Tea, they question her about blowing up on Jackie, and she pretty much says that, she was hazed a lot by the people in here, and she was the butt of every joke. So why should she empathize to one of the women who was, a willing participant in that hazing? She wasn't going to, feel bad for her. Then they talk about the conversation that they had about gender roles at the trip. For some reason, though, Eugene and Toya have a lot to say about Kemma and Alicia's marriage. I don't know why it bothers them so much. So Eugene had made a comment in the season that their relationship wasn't going to last. And then Toya says that, well, she hopes Alicia's needs are being met. And Alicia says, they are. My needs are being met. I've never complained about my husband's penis size. Boom. They also talk about going down low. A lot of the people there like it. Alicia says they have done it. It's not like they haven't done it, but she says that because they both work with mouths and teeth, they've seen what certain acts can do to the mouths. I honestly think that she was trolling. I don't think she was being serious, but I like Alicia and Kemma. Heavenly had made a comment about being able to fake it sometimes, and Damon says, you know what, sometimes it's okay to say to people, none of your business. Okay, so then they rewatch some old scenes of the ups and downs and the relationships that the Married to Medicine couples have had. It's been a lot of stuff that has happened on this show. So they saw that there were some scenes with Quad and Gregory fighting. It was kind of awkward for them to see that. After seeing that, Quad said that it was tough seeing the problems in her previous marriage, but also it was tough seeing how close she used to be with the group. Andy asks the doctors if they had any reservations about coming onto the show, if they thought it would affect their practices in any way. And Simone said no until Mariah and Toya fought, and they actually showed that fight. They're never going to stop showing that. Andy asked, do the men have any regrets? Well, Curtis says obviously his cheating situation. Greg says that he has regrets, of course, but he has to move past what happened. He's happy. He has a beautiful, outgoing, understanding, fun wife who can cook. And of course, Heavenly had said in the season that Sweet Tea was digging for copper, and he says, you know what, there's plenty of copper. Andy asks if there's any hope for Sweet Tea and Heavenly says, there's always hope. But Sweet Tea says, yeah, I don't know, because the disrespect that I've had to endure the last 3 months has been too much. Sweet Tea says that I've been your patient and you took a Hippocratic oath. You shouldn't be talking, and you've been talking ish out of your gosh damn neck. And they start to fight. Heavenly deflects by making a joke and saying, oh, Jackie's gonna get you. Andy asks Jackie, where does she see the group in 10 years? And they say that they're going to be going on an international trip and everything's going to be fine. So that was it for the men. They say goodbye. They exit. I do appreciate that Kemma checked Eugene back in the dressing room and Cecile a little bit too, because he was like, y'all are talking about my wife and my marriage? Like, that's not cool. Eugene did apologize though. The ladies then watched some scenes where the shade was being thrown, all types of shade. Sweet Tea got a lot of shade. And Sweet Tea says that her dress fitting day was really hard. They were shading her, but not only that, she wishes that her family would have been there to share such a special moment. They do say that Phaedra, why did you call her butt challenged or whatever? And she says, well, there's nothing wrong with having a little booty. Sweet Tea says, in a world of Megan Thee Stallions, she's a lamb of God. Okay. Also, because Sweet Tea had said everyone else here is fresh off the operating table, they go around asking what procedures everyone else had done. It was funny hearing Phaedra throw shade as well as to why she called Toya a 10x expert. She said that people had said really negative stuff about her, which she didn't know was true, so she just, said what she knew for sure. They also mentioned that Heavenly had shaded Phaedra's home decor, and Phaedra says, listen, I've traveled the world, I have eclectic stuff, because I have gone all across the globe, and I wouldn't expect Heavenly to understand that. She also says that she's never actually been inside Heavenly's house, but she did see a curtain rod that was hanging. Those curtains were falling. Shade. Okay, so then to conclude the season, Heavenly says that it's good to communicate to lower any animosity. Simone says that she loves this group of ladies, the OGs. She hopes that her and Quad can have a good friendship going forward. Hopefully they can stay in touch all year. And she would like to rebuild this friendship with Quad, but doesn't want Quad to give in to the social media comments that get to her head. Sweet Tea says that she had some negative moments, but she loves the friendships that she's had with Simone, Toya, Phaedra, and Alicia, and even Jackie a little bit. She says, yeah, she's learning from them. Alicia gives her diagnosis for all the ladies. It was really funny. She actually says that she connected a lot with Phaedra. Then Phaedra is asked if she has found a new home here, Merit to Medicine. And it was interesting because she says that it's been a wonderful time and a great experience. She loved every moment of it. But she never said yes, that she's staying. So I was like, okay. Toya says that she feels some things were brushed under the rug, but she thinks that they are always going to have drama that's going to be kind of like inevitable, but they need to stop bringing up things from the past because that can be really hurtful. Jackie talks about friendship and what they require and says that these women are great friends. She says that she wants Quad to be the Quad that she used to be, that they've known before, and they can all have a good time. Then to end it, they have two options: toast with wine or with brown liquor, and they choose the wine, so they cheer. And with that, the Merit to Medicine reunion is wrapped up. Oof, wow, what a season. Honestly, season 10, however you feel about the characters, you can't deny that it was one hell of a season. I mean, the way this season blew up on social media, it took it to a whole other level, and I think it Married to Medicine has always been that show, but I feel like I'm really happy that it got the some of the respect and coverage that it needed to get, that it deserved to get. So I did enjoy that. The season, the online stuff, it was something else. It definitely made me a little upset seeing some comments that were being made and how some people were acting and all of that. But at the end of the day, I love this show so much. All the women there honestly give so much to it, and I think that moving forward next season, they should keep this cast. I liked every single one of them, so it'll be interesting going forward. Y'all let me know what you thought about the third part. Who do you think should come back next season? And I want to thank y'all so much for 17 weeks of Merit to Medicine. Thank you for being here and listening to these recaps. Honestly, I really enjoyed recapping Merit to Medicine, so I appreciate all the support. You guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.